Ladies and gentlemen, your worth is not defined by others. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that your value is contingent upon how others see you, how they treat you, or how they react to your presence in their lives. From an early age, we are taught to seek approval, to fit in, to be liked. Society often reinforces this belief by rewarding those who conform, who meet expectations, and who live up to the standards set by others. But what if I told you that your worth is so much greater than anything someone else can define? What if I told you that no matter what the world may say or do, you are inherently valuable? It's a difficult concept to grasp at times, especially when you've been hurt or rejected. When someone walks away or dismisses you, it can feel like a blow to your entire sense of self. The temptation is strong to internalize the rejection and let it shape how you see yourself. But here's the truth. Their inability to recognize your worth is not a reflection of your value. Their actions, their opinions, and their judgments are merely a projection of their own experiences, beliefs, and limitations. What they think of you is none of your business. Your worth is not tied to the way others perceive you, nor can it ever be dictated by someone else's approval. When you begin to recognize that your value comes from within, you step into a power that cannot be taken away. You realize that you are enough exactly as you are, no matter who sees it or who doesn't. This is not about arrogance or narcissism. It's about understanding that your value is intrinsic, not earned. It's about knowing that you are worthy of love, respect, and success simply because you exist, because you are human, and because you have something unique to offer the world. The truth is, no one can truly define who you are except for you. Others might try to box you in, label you, or project their limitations onto you, but that does not make it true. You are a dynamic being, a person whose worth cannot be confined by external opinions or fleeting moments of approval. What matters is how you see yourself, how you choose to treat yourself, and how you decide to show up in the world every single day. When you start to internalize this truth that your worth is not dependent on the approval or acknowledgement of others, you begin to experience a profound sense of freedom. No longer do you have to live in fear of judgment or rejection. You are no longer at the mercy of someone else's mood, their opinion, or their treatment of you. You are free to walk through life as your authentic self without the burden of seeking validation from outside sources. You can chase your dreams, pursue your passions, and make decisions based on what feels true to you, not based on how others might perceive you. This inner recognition of your worth is the foundation of resilience. When you know that you are worthy, you become stronger in the face of adversity. The hardships you face, the challenges that come your way, will no longer define you. You will rise above them because you understand that no setback can diminish your value. You will know deep down that you are not less than, not inadequate, not unworthy of success or happiness, no matter what anyone else says. The opinions of others, however loud or persistent they may be, are simply noise. They cannot change the fact that you are enough right here, right now. Living with this understanding also brings a deep sense of peace. There's a serenity that comes from knowing you don't have to earn the right to be happy or fulfilled. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. The only person you need to impress, the only person whose opinion matters, is you. When you stop seeking validation from others, you open up a space for true self-acceptance to take root. You stop looking for approval from people who may not even know your true value, and instead you start living in a way that aligns with your authentic self. It may take time to fully internalize this belief, especially if you've spent years relying on others' opinions to define your worth. But once you make the shift, once you realize that your value is not up for negotiation, that it's never been in the hands of anyone else, you will start to see yourself in a new light. You will begin to walk through life with a quiet confidence, an unshakable sense of self, and an understanding that you are worthy of all the good things life has to offer. No one else can take that from you. You are worthy simply because you exist, because you are a unique, irreplaceable soul with gifts that only you can share with the world. Your worth is yours alone to define. It is not bound by anyone's approval or rejection. It is inherent, lasting, and unshakable. Once you realize this, you will no longer seek outside validation. You will live with a deep, unshakable knowing that you are enough just as you are, and nothing anyone else does or says can change that. The courage to keep going is not a simple thing to summon, especially when life feels heavy, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when every step forward feels like a battle. In those moments, it's easy to become overwhelmed, to think that the weight of the world is too much to bear, and to wonder how much longer you can endure. But courage, true courage, is not the absence of fear or hardship. It is the ability to keep going, to persist even when the path ahead is unclear and when every instinct tells you to stop. It is the unwavering decision to rise, to press forward, no matter how hard the journey may seem. Courage is not something that comes only in grand moments of victory or in the face of dramatic challenges. It is found in the small, everyday decisions to keep moving, to keep living, to keep trying even when things seem impossible. It's found in the quiet determination to rise from the bed when the weight of your emotions tries to keep you down, in the resilience to pick up the pieces of your life after a setback, and in the strength to take that first step, even when you're unsure of where it will lead. Courage is the steady voice within you that whispers, "Keep going," even when everything around you tells you to give up. The key to understanding courage is recognizing that it doesn't require you to be fearless. It's not about never feeling doubt or hesitation, it's about feeling those things and choosing to move through them anyway. Courage is the action you take despite the fear, the discomfort, and the uncertainty that may accompany each step forward. It is the willingness to trust that, even though you don't know what lies ahead, you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Every time you push through the doubts and fears, you are building a deeper, more powerful courage within yourself. When you begin to recognize this truth that courage is not about being free from fear, but about moving through fear, you unlock a new level of strength within yourself. The moments of hardship that once seemed insurmountable will no longer hold the same power over you. Instead of being paralyzed by the challenges you face, you will begin to see them as opportunities to grow, to test your resilience, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. This is where resilience is born, not in the moments of ease or comfort, but in the struggles, the failures, the times when everything seems to be working against you. It is through these experiences that you begin to realize the depth of your own courage. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to adapt, and to keep moving forward even when life throws you down. It's about refusing to be defeated, no matter how hard the circumstances may be. It's about getting up, dusting yourself off, and continuing on your path, no matter how many times you fall. The courage to keep going is not always about taking grand, sweeping actions. It's about the quiet strength to continue making progress, even in the smallest ways. Some days, just getting out of bed, putting on your shoes, or taking one small step toward your goal can be an act of immense courage. It is in these seemingly insignificant moments that your courage truly shines, because you are proving to yourself that you will not be overcome by life's challenges. You are not defined by the difficulties you face, but by your ability to rise above them and to keep moving forward. What's important to remember is that the journey doesn't have to be perfect. There will be times when the road seems long, when progress feels slow, or when setbacks make you question your ability to keep going. But even in those moments, you are building strength. Every time you choose to press on, you are reinforcing the belief that you are capable, that you are worthy of overcoming what lies ahead. Even the smallest progress is still progress, and every step you take moves you closer to the person you are meant to become. When you commit to this mindset that no matter what, you will keep going, you begin to build an unshakable foundation of self-belief. The trials you face will no longer seem like obstacles, but rather as necessary parts of your journey. Each challenge is an invitation to grow, to become stronger, and to realize that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. The strength you cultivate through your persistence is a strength that will carry you through life's greatest challenges, empowering you to achieve things you once thought were beyond your reach. The courage to keep going is not just about enduring hardship, it's about finding power in the process, discovering the beauty in the struggle, and knowing that every step you take is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. When you keep going, even in the face of adversity, you are demonstrating to the world and to yourself that nothing, no challenge, no setback can stop you. You are stronger than you realize, and every moment of courage you summon propels you closer to the life you are meant to lead. Time has an incredible way of revealing our true strength. It doesn't always feel that way when we are in the midst of struggle or facing challenges that seem impossible to overcome. In those moments, it can be difficult to see how any of this could possibly lead to growth or transformation. The pain, the uncertainty, and the difficulty seem so overwhelming that we may question whether we have the resilience to keep moving forward. But time, as it unfolds, has a quiet power that reveals the depth of our inner strength in ways we often don't recognize in the present. It's only when we look back after we've weathered the storm that we realize just how far we've come, how much we've endured, and how much we've grown. There's a profound truth in the idea that time reveals. The struggles you face today may seem insurmountable, but over time you will see how they shaped you, how they built you up in ways you couldn't possibly imagine in the heat of the moment. Every setback, every failure, and every heart-ache is an opportunity for growth, an invitation to become more resilient, more determined, and more capable than you were before. When you are in the thick of it, it's hard to believe that something good could come from the pain. But with time, you'll come to understand that those very challenges were the stepping stones that led you to where you are meant to be. The strength you carry inside doesn't always reveal itself immediately. It takes time, patience, and often a great deal of perseverance for that strength to come to the surface. But when it does, it is unstoppable. In the early stages of facing a challenge, you may feel unsure of yourself or even question whether you have what it takes to overcome it. You might feel overwhelmed by the obstacles in your path, unable to see how you could possibly navigate the difficulties ahead. But over time, you will surprise yourself. You will discover a well of strength within you that you didn't even know existed, a resilience that comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from facing it head-on and pushing through, even when it feels impossible. Time is an ally in the process of self-discovery. It teaches you that setbacks do not define you. They are merely chapters in your journey. When you allow yourself to experience life's challenges without judgment, without fear of failure, you begin to understand that each struggle is a part of the larger picture. The pain you experience today is not permanent. It is temporary, and it is a part of the process of becoming stronger, wiser, and more equipped to face whatever comes next. The key is not to rush the process, but to trust it, to have faith that every experience, every challenge is contributing to your growth. Over time, you begin to realize that nothing in life is wasted. The lessons you learn from adversity, the strength you gain from enduring hardship are priceless. The person you are becoming through every experience is someone more capable, more resilient, and more powerful than the person you were before. Time helps you see this. It allows you to gain perspective on your journey, to look back and understand that all the struggles you faced were the very things that shaped you into the person you are today. What often goes unnoticed in the present is that each challenge you face is slowly refining you. It is carving away the parts of you that are weak or fearful, leaving behind only the parts that are strong and determined. Every time you push through a difficulty, every time you overcome a challenge, you become more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more resourceful. The things that once seemed like insurmountable obstacles will eventually become stepping stones, and the pain that once felt unbearable will become a distant memory, replaced by a new strength and understanding of what you are capable of. In the moment, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. The road can seem endless, and the difficulties endless. But time will reveal the truth to you. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you know. You have weathered storms that others may have faltered under, and you've come out on the other side more equipped to handle whatever comes next. This is the gift that time gives us, the ability to see how far we've traveled and how much we've grown. The process of growth takes time, and that time is a gift. As you move through life, each challenge becomes an opportunity to cultivate greater strength, deeper resilience, and more unwavering determination. And with each passing day, as you continue to push forward, time will reveal just how incredible you truly are. What once felt like an insurmountable obstacle will eventually be seen for what it truly is. A lesson, a moment in your journey that shaped you into the person you were always meant to become. Time reveals our true strength, and it is through the passage of time that we learn just how unstoppable we are. When someone walks away from your life, it often feels like you're the one who's lost something valuable. It can feel as though the world is shrinking, as though something irreplaceable has been taken from you, and you may find yourself questioning your worth. But the truth is, when someone leaves, it's not you who is losing, it's them. And the more you understand this, the more you can begin to see the power and freedom that comes with knowing that their departure doesn't define you. Their choice doesn't diminish who you are or what you have to offer. It is simply an indication that they were unable to see your true value. The loss is theirs, not yours. It's easy to let their absence cloud your sense of self. In the silence that follows, it can be tempting to fill the space with self-doubt, to wonder if you were ever truly enough or if you could have done something differently. But this is a trap, because your worth is not dependent on anyone else's recognition or approval. Your value does not lie in someone else's perception of you. You are inherently worthy, and that worth does not change because someone else failed to appreciate it. The loss is theirs because they missed the opportunity to experience the fullness of who you are and the incredible things you bring to the world. When you stop viewing yourself through the lens of someone else's rejection, you begin to realize the profound truth that their leaving does not diminish you in any way. You are still whole, still capable, still full of potential. You still carry all the unique qualities, skills, and strengths that make you who you are. In fact, the more you step away from the idea that their departure defines your worth, the more you free yourself to step into your own power, to reclaim the narrative of your life and your value? The loss of someone who was not able to see or appreciate you for who you truly are can often be one of the greatest blessings in disguise. It creates space in your life for the right people to come into your world, those who will rejoice and celebrate the very things that were overlooked. When someone walks away, they are simply clearing the way for new relationships, new opportunities, and new experiences that align more closely with who you truly are. The right people, the ones who will see your value, will find their way to you. And you will find that the void left by someone who couldn't see your worth will be filled with deeper, more fulfilling connections that affirm your true value. It's important to remember that every person you encounter in life, whether they stay or go, is part of your journey. The ones who stay, the ones who see you, appreciate you, and walk beside you, are a reflection of your strength and the energy you put out into the world. And even the ones who leave have a purpose in your life. They are teachers, showing you what you need to learn, helping you grow stronger, more self-assured, and more clear about the kind of relationships you want to build. But even so, it is never a reflection of your value. It is merely an indication that the connection was not meant to last. And that is okay. Your life is yours to create, and no one else can take that from you. The love you give to others, the support you offer, and the energy you put into your relationships are important, but they are not the source of your worth. The love you give to yourself, the strength you cultivate from within, and the determination to move forward are what define you. And when you come to understand this, you free yourself from the idea that someone else's departure could ever truly diminish who you are. You are the keeper of your own narrative. No one else can tell your story. The way you choose to view yourself, the way you choose to rise after a setback, is the story that matters. The opinions of those who leave your life are theirs to carry, and you do not need to hold on to them. Let them go. Release their judgments, their criticisms, and their inability to see your value, because you are not what they think of you. You are not defined by their actions or their decisions. You are a person of infinite worth, and nothing they do can ever change that. As you continue on your journey, you will come to realize that the true loss lies in the fact that they were unable to see the incredible person you are. And while that might sting in the moment, it will soon become clear that their inability to recognize your worth is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of where they are in their own life. The only thing that truly matters is how you see yourself, how you continue to move forward, and how you choose to value the incredible person you are becoming every day. Your worth cannot be diminished by someone else's inability to recognize it. You are whole, you are powerful, and you are worthy, no matter who chooses to stay or leave. Keep moving forward. The world will come to see your value, and when it does, you will be stronger, more confident, and more certain of your place in it than ever before. The loss is theirs, not yours. There comes a time when we find ourselves waiting for something outside of ourselves to validate our worth, whether it's recognition from others, an apology, or some form of acknowledgement. We may feel as though we are owed something, an explanation, a change in someone's attitude, or an understanding that we are valuable, that we deserve to be seen. But here's a powerful truth. You do not need to wait for anyone's regret, apology, or recognition to validate who you are. The most profound validation you can receive comes from within, from the knowledge that you are enough, and that your worth is not dependent on anyone else's perception of you. Waiting for someone else to see your value is a form of relinquishing your own power. It's as though you're putting the key to your own happiness in someone else's hands. You might spend days, weeks, or even years hoping for the moment when someone will finally recognize the person you've always been. And when that moment doesn't come, you may feel as though you've been left unacknowledged or unseen. But the truth is, waiting for someone else to recognize your worth is like waiting for a sunrise that may never come. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you matter, because deep down you already know. What is powerful in the act of moving forward without waiting for someone else's validation is that you are reclaiming your sense of self. You are taking ownership of your own narrative. You are no longer allowing someone else's actions or inactions to define your value. By focusing on your own growth, your own journey, and your own path, you free yourself from the burden of waiting for someone to give you what they may never be able to offer. In doing so, you unlock a deeper level of inner peace and self-confidence, one that is rooted in the understanding that you are complete as you are. You are not what others think of you, and you are not waiting for their approval to move forward in your life. Their regrets, their missed opportunities, and their inability to see your worth are their problems, not yours. When you let go of the need for their acknowledgement, you release yourself from the shackles of self-doubt, resentment, and longing. You open yourself up to the freedom of creating your own narrative and living your own truth without needing someone else to recognize it. This is an incredibly empowering place to be because it means you are no longer waiting on anyone to give you permission to live the life you deserve. Instead of waiting for someone else to regret their decision, focus on how you can grow from the experience. When you stop looking for validation from others, you begin to realize how much power you hold in shaping your own future. You are the one who determines your path. You are the one who gets to decide how you show up in the world and how you choose to value yourself. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you are worthy of success, happiness, and love. It is something that is already embedded within you, waiting to be claimed. And as you move forward, focused on your own journey and not on the recognition you think you deserve from others, something amazing happens. You start to radiate confidence and peace because your sense of self is no longer dependent on external factors. You stop seeking approval, and instead you start to act in alignment with your true purpose, knowing that you are worthy of every step you take toward your dreams. People will start to notice this shift within you. You won't need to explain your worth to anyone. They will see it in your actions, in your demeanor, and in the way you carry yourself. When you are no longer waiting for someone to recognize your value, you become the one who defines your own value, and this changes everything. Over time, you may find that the ones who left, the ones who failed to see your worth, will eventually come to regret their decision. But here's the key: by the time they realize what they lost, you will have already moved on to greater things. You will have already stepped into the fullness of your potential, and you will no longer need their recognition to feel complete. You will have built a life that is rich in purpose and self-love, one that does not rely on external validation, but on the solid foundation of knowing who you are and what you deserve. Their regret, when it comes, will be their burden to carry, not yours. So don't wait for someone to come back or to finally recognize your worth. Don't waste another moment waiting for an apology or acknowledgement. The most powerful thing you can do is continue moving forward with your life, building the future that you want and embracing the person you are becoming. Because in the end, you will realize that you didn't need their recognition at all. Your worth was never in question. You were always enough, always deserving, and always capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Keep moving forward. The world is waiting for the fullness of who you are to shine. The strength to rise stronger after adversity is one of the most transformative forces within us. It may not always feel like it in the moment, but every hardship you face has the potential to make you more resilient, more capable, and more determined than you were before. The struggles, the setbacks, and the moments of pain are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you, to forge a version of yourself that is unshakable in the face of life's challenges. Every time you rise, no matter how difficult the fall, you build an inner strength that cannot be taken away. In times of adversity, it's easy to feel defeated. The weight of life's challenges can make it seem like the world is against you, and it can be hard to see beyond the immediate difficulty. But if you look deeper, you will begin to see that the very nature of these challenges is what forces you to grow. They stretch you, they push you out of your comfort zone, and they reveal parts of you that you never knew existed. In the midst of difficulty, you may feel weak, uncertain, and vulnerable, but if you persevere, you will emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and more confident in your ability to overcome whatever comes next. This process of becoming stronger doesn't always happen overnight. It's often gradual, taking place over time as you continue to face life's hurdles. Each time you rise, you gather a new layer of strength, a deeper understanding of your own capabilities. You may not recognize the changes in the moment, but with time you will look back and realize that you are no longer the person you once were. You have transformed. You are more resilient, more focused, and more at peace with the fact that challenges are simply a part of the journey, not a reflection of your inadequacy. The more you face adversity and rise from it, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. You learn that challenges are not permanent. They are simply stepping stones on the path to a stronger, more powerful version of yourself. Each obstacle, each setback is an opportunity for growth, and the person who rises from these trials is someone who knows, deep in their bones, that no matter how difficult the road may be, they have the strength to keep going and the resilience to emerge victorious. In the face of life's toughest moments, it can be easy to feel like giving up is the only option. The weight of loss, rejection, and hardship can leave you feeling small, helpless, and uncertain of the future. But it is in these very moments that you have the greatest opportunity to discover the immense strength within you. The ability to press forward, even when it feels like all hope is lost, is the kind of resilience that shapes your character and determines the course of your life. The key is to remember that even when it feels like the world is falling apart, you have the power to rebuild, to rise, and to move forward stronger than before. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, and while they can sometimes feel unbearable, they also serve as powerful teachers. They teach you about your own capacity for endurance, your ability to adapt, and your potential to overcome what once seemed impossible. When faced with adversity, you don't need to have all the answers or see the entire path ahead. The only thing you need is the determination to keep going one step at a time. It's the willingness to get back up when you've been knocked down, to face the unknown with courage, and to trust that every setback is temporary. The power lies not in avoiding difficulty, but in learning how to handle it when it comes. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you always have control over how you respond. Each time you choose to rise above the hardships, you build resilience that carries you through to the next chapter of your life. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to prove your strength, to grow, and to show yourself just how capable you truly are. There's a remarkable transformation that occurs when you embrace the struggle, when you refuse to be broken by it. You learn that you are far more resilient than you ever thought possible. You begin to understand that the obstacles you face are not permanent markers of failure, but fleeting moments in a much bigger journey. And as you move through these moments, you gain confidence and clarity, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have the power to keep going. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself, a testament to the strength that resides deep within you.